All right, guys. So welcome for the first episode of this series of interview that I'm going to do for the fight site. And for the first episode, I have one of my favorite fighters, so I'm pretty happy about it. One of the best
Thank you.
UFC lightweight in the world, Carlos Diego Ferreira. Thank you very much for being here. So yeah, you grew up in a small town near the Amazon, right?
See, yeah, yes. I grew up in Manaus, Amazonas, a little town in Manaus, in a more like a ranch, taking care of the cows, the bulls, and the pigs, and things like that. It was fun, I was pretty good because it was my free time, like I could be doing whatever I want, but I still have to following the orders from my dad, doing things like cleaning the, the bulls, cleaning the pigs, feeding. But when I moved to Brazil, no, I moved to Manaus. Uh, that's when I started uh, getting to jiu-jitsu. I was like 10, like 10 years old, and I started doing jiu-jitsu. My mom wanted me to do a sport, and uh, that's when I found first a capoeira.
Oh,
It's a really uh, uh, art we have in Brazil, and uh, it was the most I got it. But and then I like it, but not that much. But and I do soccer a little bit, and
yeah.
I did, yeah, I did. That's when my cousin asked me if I want to try jiu-jitsu, and that's when I found my art, my art. That's when I fell in love with jiu-jitsu, and from there I could stop no more. From 10 years old, and was a a great experience in my life.
Yeah, I think when you grow up when you're a teenager, you kind of like Jacare Souza a lot before
Yeah,
the
like
career.
Jack. I started watching Jack like competing a lot on jiu-jitsu, on the same town. Uh, I was doing my training too, and we cross train sometimes. But I was looking up for him because he like on that time he was a world champ like three or four times, and I like the way he was doing his career in jiu-jitsu. And from there, that's when he moved to MMA, But I never have planning to move to MMA. It just happened.
Yeah, I will talk a little bit later. Or you moved to MMA. It's kind of funny how it happened. But so yeah, you played soccer. You stayed a little bit. Did you like it, or did you just not too much?
I did just so like my dad wanted me to do, but I never. I was a good player. I was just doing just for fun, but not like be a good player.
Do you still
uh,
watch the sport? Oh no, not too much.
no, not too much.
Oh,
I not even watching no more soccer. I've been wow, just you know, my
yeah,
life more jiu-jitsu, MMA.
yeah. Now that you're in the states, it's kind of
Yeah,
you have access to it.
yeah.
Understand? Yeah. And so yeah, when you move to Manaus is like the bigger town, right? Like near the
Yeah,
Amazon. Yeah.
Manaus. Yeah,
I
that's
think.
the Amazonas is the jungle,
Mhm, yeah, yeah.
and then Manaus is the city, the part of the city, and that's
And
when I I move over there.
so you choose to go from Brazil to live to the States to Texas for in order to follow your career in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, what I my plan was like come to US to compete more on jiu-jitsu. That's what my plan. Like everything started getting together. After like I was already here, but my point was coming to US
Mhm.
to do uh worlds,
Yeah.
Pan America Pan Ams of Jiu-Jitsu, but never was my plan to stay to on United States. My plan was just come compete,
And go back.
uh you go back, but what I got here, everything changed, all the plans and everything was kind of a little different, and everything started getting together more when I got here,
Is it
especially.
sorry? is it fair to say that the best result you got in jiu-jitsu will be in 2009 in the Nogi World Championship when you got the silver medal? Will it be like the best you did?
Yeah, I did. I got third in on Panam too.
Okay,
I got second on World 2016 in Brazil. 2015. 2015. Yeah, 15. Yeah, was 15. 2015.
all right.
And I was kind of happy, but um, my point I was gonna wanna do jiu-jitsu now, but that's what I want to leave. I want to do more like for the jiu-jitsu, not for the MMA. I never have planned to not even fight because a lot of my friends in Brazil, they was telling me, "No, get MMA. You're gonna be much better." But I just like to watch and never like to do
Oh,
anything.
so you were even though it wasn't like one of your plans, you were still watching from time to time the sport though of MMA.
Yeah, I used to watch time to time. I watch a lot the beginning now. Vanderlei Silva. I was on that time Shogun. I watch a lot of those guys. Victor Belfort was, you know, one of the guys I always look up to when I get there. But no, I never have like really like. Nah, I don't wanna. I just do it for fun. I just want to
Yeah.
do jiu-jitsu.
So at the time, what you were doing is that you were teaching jiu-jitsu in a gym, and you were also
Uh huh.
walking next to it, right?
Yeah, yeah. When I started doing that, I got there, and that's when I started doing more the jiu-jitsu, more the lifestyle, the MMA and everything. And that's where my beginning of my career start.
So like a friend of yours asked you if you wanted to fight for like a few $1,000, $100, like $300, and you said
Oh
yes.
yeah,
This will be some
yeah.
money.
Yeah, a friend of mine in California asking me like, soon I got here, like, hey, I was competing already. I was a little bit short in the money, and he asked, hey, do you wanna fight for me like for $300? You wanna fight on this event? Exactly. You wanna fight on this event for $300? And I say, yeah, why not? I don't even know how to throw one punch,
Yeah, but you knew how
but
to kick, maybe, no? Did the
yeah.
capoeira help you to kick a little bit?
Yeah, not that even because I knew how to kick like just in the capoeira, but
Yeah,
was nothing like so effective and never try it. But I was fun, I took to the ground and got to the choke as soon as I could it
yeah.
because I was little, you know, uh, I was too nervous, on the fight, but I think I got everything well on my first fight.
I come from boxing. I boxed when I started when I was 17,
Uh
and
huh.
I was in and out all the time, but I was more like a striking guy. And I started
Uh huh.
jiu-jitsu last year, and I
Oh,
realized
cool.
how comfortable I am on the feet, but on the ground I'm so nervous, I'm so stiff.
Yeah.
Cannot get going that easy.
Yeah.
The transition, of course, from jiu-jitsu to MMA is big, is very difficult.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
you got like 6 victories undefeated with 5 submission, I think. And Legacy FC, they signed you, right? Like it's Texas promotion.
Yeah, that's what I did. I got to UFC with 9-0, and
Yeah,
was really impressed because I never thought like I gotta go that far on MMA. I thought just I was doing just for fun, but it took me to the big stage of MMA, and I kind of I start falling in love and everything, because on the beginning I was like just now cutting weight was too hard.
it
Was
still
like
is. But yeah,
yeah, the weight cut was for me I think the most intense. It is still right now, but I'm still like
you used to
on
it.
the process and fall in love and everything too. But take your
Uh,
time.
And I think it was in Legacy that you had the opportunity to beat Jorge Patino, though.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
Jacare in the beginning. I was wondering if when you fought Patino, you knew that he beat Jacare before.
Yeah, I already knew it. I already knew it. Macaco, Patino Macaco was my, like, I was my, like, idol too. Like I started watching him, like, when he started doing his fight with Pelé and in
Mm.
Brazil, like the crazy MMA fight, the beginning the MMA. It always been my idol because I see he training a lot of jiu-jitsu, and it was like really impressed for me.
And what's very crazy that you made your UFC debut. You win
Uh-huh.
in 38 seconds against Colton Smith, I think. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's still the record, but at the time it was the fastest UFC lightweight debut in history.
Yeah.
Nobody
Hmm.
got a victory so quick. It was a nice victory. And I have a question about this fight because
Uh-huh.
you got Smith on the ground with a hip sweep.
Yeah.
Like you
Uh-huh.
pretended you care about his knees that you were defending. Actually, you grab the back of his arm and put your the trip and turn your hip and get him on the ground on side control.
Yeah.
And then you finished it pretty quickly. But at the time, you were still training by yourself, right? You were not with Saif Saud. You were still just at Team Pereira, just on your own.
Yeah, that's on that time I'm still training with like my own team, the jiu-jitsu, the team Ferreira. And I was doing a lot of just more jiu-jitsu on that time. That's what I tell everyone. Like sometimes when I got to UFC, I was just an MMA, like I was a jiu-jitsu fighter. I was not an MMA fighter. But I knew that I have to have the challenges sometimes to learn how to strike. But on that fight, I was trained just pure jiu-jitsu. I was as soon as I see him approach me like so fast, like really try do a lot of stand up. I just clenching up, do a sotogari a little bit, and as soon as I got to the sotogari, I see he like tried not fall on his back so fast, but he tried like really get onto his knees, like in a 4 point position, and that's when I said, no, I can't submit this guy now, and that's what I took. I took like a real fast submission because I was I was real uh like real nervous because all the people I never seen a
Oh
crowd
yeah,
like that
yeah.
fight,
So you were
like
jitters. Yeah, yeah, of course.
uh, but I was happy with my performance on that night. It was one of the better performance in my night, in my life, and then I was real happy.
And then I guess getting that first big victory in the UFC must tell you like you're confident
Yeah.
that you can be a real
Uh
like
huh.
you can make a living out of this for real. But
Yeah.
even though that one is was very impressive, like it was a great debut, it was still your jiu-jitsu that saved you. And the second fight is even more impressive because it was against Ramsey Nijem.
Oh yeah.
And at the time, everybody was saying, I remember this, it was like in Sacramento, I think.
Uh huh.
And everybody was saying, oh, Ramsey will get a lot of success in the striking, and maybe Diego will get like the grappling. But it was way more complex than this because
Yeah.
he happened
Yeah.
to be pretty good on the ground also, and you were already improved on the striking.
Yeah. On that point, that's when I started getting a little bit more of my training and my boxing. My coach Rick, he trained with me in my own gym too. He been with me the whole through the whole time. That's why he waiting for me too in the back. We're gonna work right now. He's been one of my main coach too, help on the strike, and that's when I started getting more focus on that, like the more like a direct focus on the strike and on Ninja's fight. I remember we worked up pretty good on the hands, but not enough because I got hit a lot, and when I got hit, sometimes I started having tension to like I got hit, I need to hit back. I'm still like learning the you know the game, uh, but I saw too like ninjas. He started like getting under my skin a little bit, getting me mad, and on the day that wins, he like tried to face me, pump the head on me, and I said, okay, tomorrow we're gonna see who's gonna go down.
Yeah, it's funny because like you said you were like a bit like pissed off during the fight because you just by lack of experience
Yeah.
react like tense because you get hit. There was some cool sequence on the ground. Maybe another day we'll talk about it, like break it down more. But what actually it's funny because on the feet, which is something I know a bit more, it's funny because the way you knocked him down and knocked him out, you were very composed because he shifted. He went with like the backhand and he shifted like a bit
Uh-huh.
too much confidence, the chin high in the air, and actually you missed your first left hook to counter him, but you did not get out of balance. You stayed just the left hook miss is not bad. You get your feedback and get him with the right hook. And so the way you countered that shifting from Nijem told me that you already improved your striking at much higher level than before. Like at least you understood what was going on at that point.
Yeah, that's where the most the the could I stand a little bit of the strike, but I was not good. Yeah, I was not good enough.
No, but
Uh,
what I mean is that even though if you're not like yet like a great striker, to me it's very
mhm.
important when someone starts something to be
Yeah,
good at simple stuff, to really master, like
yeah,
at least to know. Because look, even now in your division, there's some guys that hit super hard, but they just get out of balance every time they strike.
yeah. That's true.
And just because MMA is different, it's small gloves, you can one punch is enough, so I understand everything. But
Yeah,
I was very
hmm,
impressed with your balance in that sequence.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's one of my fights too. Like when I fought, I forgot the Mac. I think that's his name. I forgot his
oh,
name. Yeah, he hit
oh yeah, that
hard.
was a great
That
fight. That was
guy.
a great fight. But here, like your striking was much better at this
Yeah,
point.
much better. That's when that too. Like when I have already the transition to
Yeah.
training with the people I train right now, and it does
Uh,
go. That's go to another level.
to me, there's maybe one fight that's very important in your career. It's a loss, but it was very important to me, maybe for you, was when you lost to Benil Dariush. I know it was in short notice, very short notice.
Mm,
But I feel for someone who comes from Jiu-Jitsu, it's very good to have this experience that even though you're a great Jiu-Jitsu fighter, there's still
yeah,
the people in the UFC with great Jiu-Jitsu and great top control.
yeah, hmm,
And I feel that having that loss on short notice, and Benil Dariush is a great fighter, no shame in losing
yeah.
that fight at this
No,
point.
I'm not ashamed to lose to Hannah. I knew it. What I gotta put myself on into, you know, and I was into to like get the risk. It was a short notice, but that's one of those two losses in my career. I got it, and it made me realize how much I could improve and how much I could be better for to be a MMA fighter. And that's what I put my time. After there, I still lost to Poirier, and that's what get me like more hungry, uh, and I can see the way I put the success, like the the pain of lose to get the win, and just make me a better fighter.
Of course, yeah. But same thing. I remember the Poirier fight, which is kind of short, like 3 minutes. But you went
Yeah,
right at it, right? So even though you
yeah,
were getting a big puncher, say, it's my game, I have to go this. And Poirier is another good reason because he's a good wrestler. And of course, going into a brawl with Poirier is difficult. But you
yeah,
see how far he went in his career behind. But what I felt about this one, I think you were with Fortis MMA for the Poirier fight, and then after you got time to really
yeah.
like, work with Saeed
Exactly.
a lot on your wrestling.
Yeah, that was my first camp with Coach Safe, and that's when my second loss happened. But I don't think was because I was not ready. Because I was ready, I think I was more like I was not skill wise ready for the fight. I think the skill the skill was the main thing I lost to it now, and that's okay. I got it, and I just want to get better. If I have a chance to one day, uh, uh, fight to the top fighters, that's what I wanted.
But that will happen for sure. That will happen for sure.
Yeah,
Actually, you were supposed to fight Drew Dober. Like normally it would have been last week or maybe
yeah.
this, and so it fell out because of the virus, the
The
situation.
first.
And Dober is fighting in 10 days. I think he's fighting Hernandez.
Yeah.
Is the
He
winner
fight.
of that fight something you still be able to take?
Yeah, he fighting with Alex Hernandez. I'm waiting too, to go at least to have a gym to train because I'm training home. It's not enough
Yeah,
space to train. It's not enough train to be in shape. But I'm trying to do my best, and
yeah. I mean, not now, maybe later. But I'm a bit surprised because I like Drew Dober a lot, and for me, when that fight was announced for you and him, I felt
yeah,
like I want both to see you go up in the rankings and maybe fight like some guys who are already high in the rankings. But you seem pretty open about it. You just want to fight good fighters. You said that's why I really like your mentality because it's more about improving than
yeah.
just saving your ranking spot, right?
Yeah, I like to fight, like that's one of my things. Like I really like it myself. Like I really like to see everything. Dober always been looking to him like a good fighter. I see him fighting, and I want to fight him for a long time, and I want to have the chance. And it was for me, it was like, okay, let's do it. I'm down to do that, and um, I'm really happy to happen, but slip out through my fingers. But hope in the future, we can meet up again and get inside the cage and throw some bombs and see who's
Yeah,
gonna get out with a win.
yeah. Well, I think you both belong in the top 10 easy of lightweight. There's a lot of guys
Yeah.
that guys can beat.
Hmm.
And but the lightweight division is very interesting. There's so many good fighters there. It's
Oh yes, too many
crazy
fighters, and it's growing much more every
because
year, and
yeah. So I guess the most famous person you beat is Anthony Pettis, right? He will be the most
yeah.
famous guy, and that
Hmm.
was flawless performance. That was great.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
To be
Thank
the
you.
first one to tap Pettis for real is
Yeah.
great. And you
Yeah.
did a lot of cool stuff. You did like not only the finish. I sent you. I already break down the finish many times, but I would like to have your opinion on it. Just before there was like I think in the first round, you got like the hook and you push with your left foot on the cage to
Uh-huh.
get it. That was pretty cool, and that's part of me who show that you translate to MMA and get used to the cage because you even use the cage a lot for your wrestling nowadays.
Yeah, I learned with the technique with my one of my teammates, David Jackson. He's from Fortress, and he does the position every single time on me. And I started learning a little bit. He showed me some details, and I like it, and I start doing it now in the fight, and I'm glad I really like did, and no, like it's really nice back take from the cage.
For me, it can like I remember against Abilov, maybe it's the only time in my life where I was like, "What? What happened when he shot the takedown on you a single leg and you got like the crucifix on his left arm and you got like
Yeah,
a crotch lock and he evalited you and you actually got the crucifix while you were in the air and so
yeah,
his arm was locked and you almost got like the choke but it was like the end of the round. I never
yeah.
seen him as I was like
Yeah.
what.
Yeah, that one wasn't unexpected for me. Like he shooting in my leg, and then I turned on and took his back. Uh, I was really crazy. Just a reaction for me, and like wow.
Yeah, that's why I said this is not something like you think about it just
Now you
instant.
just
Yeah,
do it. Yeah.
yeah, crazy. But yeah, for me to this day your best performance was against Habilov and Taizumov, both of them.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh,
something that I like a lot is that to me, Habilov is a great fighter. People they forget about him, but he was on a
yeah,
great win streak. He's big, he's strong, he's very athletic, he's good everywhere. And he beat
yeah,
guys like Masvidal, he beat a lot of guys. And
yeah.
so this one show your grappling was very high. But the Taizumov fight showed me that to get you out of here is going to be super tough because Taizumov might be one of the best counter striker in the division at the time.
Yeah,
I think the UFC cut him. He's not in the UFC anymore,
he's
unfortunately.
not in FC no more.
No, I think it was the contract issue. I'm not be sure, so I need to check on that.
Uh,
But I think unfortunately he's not.
mhm.
He missed weight also a couple of times, and
Okay.
apparently they struggled to get him fights. I understand
Mhm.
because he's very
Uh,
very good. Though.
he's very
And
good. Yeah, very good.
I gotta give credit to one of my colleagues at the fight site. It's called Ryan, who's a big fan of you also. He said that something you did was great in that fight was you accept that maybe lost the first one and took some damage.
Yeah,
But of course, you defend. You actually did a good job at rolling the right hand, rolling the punch with the right hand, and ducking
yeah.
under the hooks. But you're still gonna get hit with that fighting style.
Yeah, that fight was for me. Was the tough one for me because I got hit a lot, and I knew it. I gonna get hit, and my coach were like, "Look, just if you get hit, you feel like you cannot take another one, run around a little bit, I mean, restart." And that's what happened. The first punch he caught me like right behind the head, a little bit, and threw me off a little bit, and I took my time to recover, run out a little bit just to kind of recover. And then that's when I start putting my punches, I start like going after him, and the second and the second and the third, that's when I put
Of course,
the most of my punches, punches, kicks,
yeah.
my
To me,
combination.
when I watch this fight, it's crazy. Or I see like in the first one, you're gonna get shoot at the fire, you're gonna get touch in the pocket. But
Yeah,
little by little, step by step, he start to break down because it's so explosive. He cannot go like this for like 15 minutes.
yeah,
And I think you did a great job with the double jab and ducking under his counter and getting your punch.
uh-huh.
But also, yeah, from like 7, 8 minutes, you can see that Taizumov start to
Yeah,
be overwhelmed. And I guess for a fighter, it must be a great feeling to be okay. Finally, it's my turn to get some going.
yeah. Mhm.
And so, what's very important is how you pace yourself because I will say from maybe let's say yeah, beginning of the second round, you start to put very much more high output. You are getting the
Mhm.
pace much faster, and he was out of it at the end of the fight. He could barely breathe,
Yeah.
just
At
crazy.
the end of the fight, he was tired. He was exhausted. I think probably, and that's because I not even tried go so much for the takedowns, but I'm try put much more pressure and try make him move more. That's what was my game on that fight.
That remember, I forget something about. I will come back to it. You did a good job going to the body with it,
Oh yeah, going to the body a lot. Yeah,
and
that's true. That's true.
for me, for a striker, that's the first thing I'm often mad about MMA fighter that they don't go enough to the body. And you
Mhm.
actually you like to go with the kick. You like to switch stance sometimes to get the open stance and get to the body kick.
Yeah, that's what I do a lot. I make it a person I could look more for my stance, but that's when they open up more himself, and I go more for the body kick, or to the punch, more in the body, and it's good to work like that. And I have a lot of referrals from my coach. He always try to make me work a lot on the bodies, and uh, I'm glad that I did it now.
Yeah, and yeah, a lot of people from Fortis MMA they are very good body puncher. Like your one of your mate Jeff Neal is awesome also.
Oh yeah,
On the
huge.
feet, he's crazy good. He's very very good. But we one of my colleagues at the fight he wrote an article about him also, and
Mhm.
we love the body work he does, and he's very very smart striker, very dangerous. So
Yeah.
he's been with you like at welterweight, but do you guys spar a lot together?
Yeah, we spar a lot together. When we getting waiting for a fight, and he waiting for a fight, I go help him out sometimes, and then he come help me out, and we try as much, and be with you sparring, but he's kind of heavy more than me, and then yeah, but we try as much to train together. He's a good partner to train. He he really like help us out, all of us on technique and on full work, and that's his main game, and that's why
Of
he
course.
help a lot.
Yeah, and your footwork improved. Like when I watched the article in January before your fight with Pettis, I went back and watched all your fights in chronological order, and I saw the improvement in cutting the cage a lot. And I guess working with someone like him helps a lot, of course.
Yeah, yeah, especially because he was like the big kicker too, and for me to work on the kicks, defending and taking some kicks damage for me was a good help too.
And actually, in the Pettis fight, when you cut the cage, you turn like switch stance often regarding which side you are cutting the cage, but you also let your front leg up all the time so you don't get kicked, right?
Yeah, that's they don't get kicked because I was afraid he can like try kick me a lot,
Yeah,
on my
Pettis.
cabin. He does a lot on his games, on his fighting, and that's why I try improve a little bit. But I was just try, avoid the kicks.
And so I wanted to say that in the final sequence when you choke Anthony, did you really use your left knee to like help him doesn't be able to fight the grip that much? I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, that's what I use it a little bit. But the most thing was my knee was on his hip, pushing his hips down, so he could like, you know, not moving as much his hips or getting flat onto to the mat, And I'm
Yeah,
glad he delivered open, and then I squeeze his neck as hard as I can.
yeah. When I saw that because I watched it again and I felt like Pedis maybe tapped pretty quick. I'm like, no, there's no way. So I watch it over and over and over, and I tried to understand what was going on.
Uh-huh.
And then when I see you pushing, using your knee even to bother a bit his hand and the grip, I felt like that's the small details that make
Yeah,
all
that's
the
the small details people don't see as much, but was a lot of my position into the position was for me was the most important on that technique.
And one last thing that I was wondering, so the last time you fought in Brazil, it was against Darius, I guess.
Yeah,
Will you be open to fight back in Brazil, like on a big card?
I really tried to like one I lost, another one it don't work, but I don't know. I want to see if I can fight more in US, and uh I really don't have I don't have so much. I don't think I have enough fans in Brazil.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah, because
and
now you've been in the States for quite some time,
yeah,
and
and
you live there, your kids live there, so
yeah, and two, and my the majority of the fans I have in the U.S. and I think
yeah,
because my career don't start in Brazil. That's what I think. People don't have that love, but
yeah. I
I
think
really don't.
Rafael dos Anjos he felt that way a little bit also because he moved to the States
Yeah.
quite early in his career, and then he felt like not that he doesn't want to fight in Brazil, but
Uh-huh.
he felt like most the people who know him they are American actually.
Yeah, that's why. That's those things too. Like, no, I probably can be fighting in US all over the world, but no,
All
as
right.
long as I just want to fight. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
gonna be
felt
easy
you
to
were,
say.
I felt
Yeah.
you were more like this. Yeah, and talking about Rafael dos Anjos, to me it felt like it's someone that you can like, look at like fighting style,
Uh huh.
like a lot of good grappler, a lot of pressure, and yeah, I was just wondering when you watch the top of the lightweight division, what will you say, except for you, who will be the worst matchup for Habib?
The worst matchup.
To me,
I
I have
think if
seen
it
like,
happened, okay, Tony Ferguson could be one. You know, gonna be a good one, and that fight never happened. But now let's go there because that thing is really dragging too much.
crazy.
Uh, and I think can be more. You know, two fighters, two fighters, and I think the Rouge too. The Rouge could be a good fight for Khabib. You know, the Rouge could be a good fight for him.
Definitely, it would be. Maybe Darius is a bit too. not enough athletic. I don't want to be, but he lacks athletic.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he will be tough, but he is a great fighter for sure. He's very smart. That,
Yeah.
and okay, so to me, you're humble enough. You didn't put yourself. Me, I put yourself. So there's you,
Uh-huh.
Charles Oliveira, and Gaethje. For me, you can really be a big man
Oh, yeah. Charles very, yeah. The Charles, I
because
forgot about Charles. Yeah. Could
the
be
thing
good.
with the thing with Habib, I feel is the best way to beat him is to pressure him, because he
Uh-huh.
doesn't shoot takedown when he's pressure. It's very weird, and he
Yeah.
doesn't have a reactive takedown. Even when he's hurt, he just kept going and deal with it. But
Yeah.
not that it's the only thing, but I'm very curious to see someone who just walk him down and punch the body over and over.
Uh-huh.
And I
Yeah.
feel Charles can beat everyone in the world. Any night, I feel it's so dangerous
Yeah, that's true.
and possible. And I feel that you, at the point you are in your career, you're a
Oh,
very
thank you.
bad matchup for Habib. So hopefully it happen one day. And I don't know if you would ever be open to fight Charles Oliveira, but that would be a crazy fight. That
That'll
would
be a good fight too.
be
Maybe one
awesome.
day, like it'll be good too. He's on top 8 now. It's a big good fight.
Yeah, actually, he said he did. I'm a big fan of Charles Oliveira. Actually, my three favorite lightweight are Poirier, you, and him. And I wrote an article about him, or he did everything right after losing to Felder.
Uh
Like
huh.
when people say he quit in those fights, he kind of like don't have his mind turned into fighting. And I felt he did something that's very important, that he focused on improving instead of getting into the ranking.
Yeah.
He took some little bit easier fights where he developed his striking, where he developed all the part of his game, like even some fight where he got challenged and proved that he wasn't going to give up, stuff like this. And I feel that now he's so high in confidence that he's the most dangerous he's ever been. And I feel the
Yeah.
UFC and often UFC fighters, they tend to fight too much for the ranking spot. Like they just don't
Mm-hmm.
want to lose that number. That they keep fighting tough matchup
Top
and
fighters.
lose
Yeah.
confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true, and I hope like I can get in there on that ranks already very soon.
I hope so for you. So I don't want to take more of your time. You just gave me
Mm-hmm.
plenty enough. So thank you so much for being with me.
Oh, thank you,
That was
appreciate
great.
it, man.
Hopefully we can do it when you have a fight book.
I
Anytime.
sure will.
To
Thank you,
talk to you.
appreciate it. Thank
Man,
you.
have
All
a good
right,
day. Thank you.
you
Bye bye.
too. Take care. Take care.